we go. Check.
Which does have a tendency to happen.
Is there a koozie floating around in here?
It wouldn't be
got 'em in the
floating,
car. You
Cyrus.
want one?
There's no. They're not in water.
Definitely got it in the car.
Here you go. Here.
That's all right.
Right there, it's
I'm koozie list.
Koozie Liz?
Yeah.
That sounds like a shitty stripper name.
Yeah.
I'm Koozie Liz. I'm Koozie Liz.
Yeah, sounds fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good.
You ever do that Koozie Liz dance?
3, 2, 1,
On. So
Hello, everybody.
We
And
on or like preview?
welcome to episode, what is this, 11?
I
11.
think it's 11, yeah.
This is episode 11, boys. Holy
F11.
shit.
Ep 11.
Oh, yeah, by the way, we swear. So keep that in mind if you're going to continue watching. And don't, I would advise you not have your 8-year-old children watching us.
Sorry, Mom.
And also not your 8 1-year-old children.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, they can't really comprehend.
I guess
shit
that's true.
yet, right?
They don't know what the fuck.
Unless
it is
you
we're
have
talking
like
about.
Bobby Fischer as your kid, then I guess that's all right.
Bobby.
But what else? Oh yeah. So our sponsors this week are beer and champagne.
Right. Oh, and we got FootJoy and Titleist, by the way.
Yeah, that's cool. To the left of me, by the way, I'm your host Cyrus, and to the left I have Bob.
Peace.
Hi, Bob. And Chef,
What up?
the keeper of the children's chef yesterday. How'd that go, by the way?
Dude, that was such a great event. We had so many people out here. Great kids. Kids 8 years old just cooking up a storm back there in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
they could
Really,
probably beat you
knocked
guys.
it out, dude, some of the kids just took over and wouldn't even let the chefs do anything. It was
They're
awesome.
like, I know how to do this shit.
Yeah, they were great, man. It was so much fun. A lot of great community response. Thank you, everybody who came. Thank you, everybody who donated. We really appreciate it. CASA's getting some money. Chef Association's getting a little bit of money. We really appreciate it.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
What was the best meal?
Oh, man. I had to stop eating at some point. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm just gonna be real honest here. Xavier and his kid made one of the best sauces of the whole competition. It was pumpkin and orange, and it was like a spicy orange chicken. It was so good.
I know Xavier talks the talk with the cooking.
They threw down. He can't remember the recipe, so I can't repeat it. But they threw the fuck down, man. They were awesome. Yeah,
Well,
there was
good.
Or is like, well, shit. Choose the X for knocking.
Yeah, good job, X.
Good job.
And playing nice with like a young.
Chef
Yeah,
Kevin and
I'm
Brian
surprised.
too.
Good
Well
job
done.
there.
I don't know how that happened, but like
Oh, he had that kid running around like a chicken with his head cut off, man. It was great.
Now that I believe.
Yeah,
Hey, stir it fast in there.
Yeah,
Come on.
it was
All right.
awesome.
And down at the very end is our gracious host, Mr. Hank. Well, host as far as where we're sitting in this building. You're hosting us at the Great Exchange. So Hank, welcome.
So,
Hey. Present. Yes, I'm here.
blink once if you're conscious.
I'm here. Let's do this. All right, guys, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
So we'll, I think we'll dabble into the all the madness that's happened with the Final Four in a little bit because it's a lot. So let's kick it off with I don't know, Hank. You ready to just jump into NBA because it's going on as we speak?
Okay, well, he's like, yeah, let's talk about the NCAA for a second.
Yeah.
So, hey,
No,
how
he
about
said
the
later.
Okay. Oh,
Well, no. Yeah, that's why I was saying we'll do it later
my
because I think it's going to take up a lot of the time.
okay.
Oh, in my-
Gotcha. Well, so basically, I'm feeling pretty strong about what the West looks like. Obviously, because the fucking seeds aren't going to move around much. But one of my biggest calls I was making earlier, and I'm just going to go straight into it, was I think San Antonio at the very end of the season is going to jump ahead, grab that 7th seed out of Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And I think that might actually happen. San Antonio's still looking at a couple of, I don't want to call them easy teams, but I mean, the Cavaliers aren't the strongest.
They're up by
And,
Well,
16
San
right now.
Antonio's
Yeah.
San Antonio's locked in, right? You
Yeah.
said the West is completely
yeah,
locked.
I mean, well,
Yep.
yeah. Well,
But you're
teams
talking about
seeding.
seeding, so they get better matchup, right?
Exactly.
And so who would they match up with? They match up right now with Golden State.
Right
no
now
one
with
wants
Golden
that.
State, and here's the
You
thing.
don't want to run into the Golden State buzzsaw right
Here's the
off
thing
bat.
about I don't want to see Golden State at all. I want to see Golden State about as much as everybody else wants to see Tampa Bay in the NHL.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
I don't want to have anything to do with Golden State. But I tell you what though, the Oklahoma City. Oh yeah, that's right. Tweeter is going to be. Holy shit! Would Tweeter be down here next week when the Thunder are
The fuck is
theoretically
Tweeter?
playing? Oh, you'll meet him. Playing Golden State. I guarantee you, Tweeter's going to end
Like
up
the
as a
guy
guest on
from
this show.
is that from
But-
the
but-
show
Right
Doug?
on, yeah.
Oh, that was Skeeter. Skeeter. Yeah.
Anyway, so I seriously think there's a good
Tell him
chance
to
that
bring
can happen.
Patty
But as far as seeding overall, we're pretty much looking at the teams you're going to see. But if you look over at the East,
East is fucked.
the East is it's all the hell over the place. Where'd my standings go?
It's like what? There's 2 games left for most teams, right? There's about 2 games left.
No. I mean, the playoffs are in a week. So
Yeah, the East still has Brooklyn, Orlando, Detroit, and Miami and Charlotte fighting for spots.
So here's the thing. You're going to end up looking at a couple. You're going to end up looking at a couple of bubble teams there that are just going to hate everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that the basketball gods are going to come in there and take Dwayne Wade and put him in the playoffs for one more year because he deserves it.
Fuck it.
That's what I think is going to happen.
And that'll push Detroit out maybe, which would suck for me. But
that's kind of what I was going to say about how sad I am about it. But I mean, hey man,
Yeah, but it looks like they're going to have to win out to get there.
They would.
they've
But I
got
mean,
to.
so let's look at strength of schedule for a second. And I haven't looked this up just quite yet. Detroit actually has the second easiest strength of schedule left, and they've got 3 games left. So if anybody's going to be able to lock their shit in, it's going to be Detroit.
they're going to have the most chances to, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, there's
Because everyone else has 2 games left. Brooklyn, Orlando, Miami, two games.
Name it for me. What is it again? Brooklyn, Orlando, Miami.
Unless Charlotte goes on a run and pushes everybody out.
Miami, on the other hand, does have a pretty tough schedule left. But anyway, we'll see. If Orlando manages to slip, if Brooklyn manages to slip, Miami could find a way to get in there. But Miami's gonna have to fight their asses off to get in there. But, they've got Brooklyn and the 76ers. Holy shit, that might well decide it. But anyway, yeah, I mean the NBA was. I mean, this is gonna be an exciting. This is gonna be an exciting playoff season for the NBA, I think. And
That's the NBA.
I'm liking it. I like when it comes down to when you still got 5 teams fighting for spots. Like, that makes for that's what is. I mean, yeah, they're all with 500 records, which is crazy. But
So
It's almost like the NHL.
do me this. I want to play the same game that we played before. So if you're looking at this thing, if you look at the top 4 seeds, either conference right there. I don't know if it's anybody can show it, but whatever. It's basically the top 4 seeds. I don't even want to talk about that. But the bottom 4, out of these seeds, what you got? Utah. The Clippers, Thunder, Spurs in the West, and then you've got let's see,
Hotlanta.
Yeah, Hotlanta. You got Indy, Brooklyn, Orlando, and Detroit in the East. Out of the bottom 4 seeds as it currently sits, and then add in Miami and who's the
I
other
gotta
one?
tell you, I don't like any of those teams in the East. Anybody below the 4 seed in the East, I don't believe it.
And so
absolutely
here's
not.
the thing: as they all jockey for their playoff positioning in the East, fuck it.
Yeah,
I mean, like it's not gonna matter. It's kind of like watching like the very first round of the NCAA March Madness tournament.
If these teams, let's say they lose out, you could have 3 teams under 500 in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
ridiculous.
In the East, it's fucked.
There's
ridiculous.
none of that.
That's ridiculous.
It's like no one wants to be in the playoffs.
No.
So now that we've got that out of the
Well,
way,
they're going for Zion Williamson with the first pick of the NBA draft.
So now that I got that out of the way, right? All right. So if you look at the East as it's shaping up in the playoffs, I mean, you're basically only looking at your top 4 seeds. I mean, you're basically looking at Kawhi Leonard. You're looking at Milwaukee, and if that machine can keep going through, even though they're just going to not even try. And anyway, I don't even want to talk about that. I've never been a big fan of benching your stars at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I get it, but at least put them out there and make a threat to the other team. Don't just give up the game. But
Yeah,
Anyway, but in the West, kind of the question before, who of the bottom 4 seeds actually has a chance to really make a difference? I mean, honestly, man, I hate to say it, but I think it might actually be LA. Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers. That's what I was going to go with on the West. Clippers or San Antonio.
Yeah, well, I mean, San Antonio.
Because you can never count Pop out, right?
You can never count Pop out, but I'll tell you what, man. I don't know. He just seems pissed off. I mean, what he got ejected again.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
he did.
That was
He got
what
ejected again
that was like
early.
a couple games ago, right?
Yeah, and it was the earliest.
He had everybody
the
grabbing
earliest
him
in history.
People were jumping off the
ejection of a coach.
off the stands to come pull him off the court.
Yeah,
That
man.
was
So
funny.
he was pissed. So anyway, I think that San Antonio is always a threat, right? And I've been all over San Antonio this whole season. And there's obviously, and I always will be, but. I want to see him calm down a little bit and just finish the damn season, get into that 7th seed, get the hell away from Golden State, and then what? You're looking at probably Denver. I think San Antonio's got some serious damage to inflict on Denver.
All right.
And if they get by there, then we're working.
Who's your pick? Not named Golden State.
Oh, mine's Philly.
All right.
Oh, we got to go
Houston.
Houston.
Houston, Philly, Houston.
Gotta
Ah,
go
man.
Houston.
Yeah, I'm going Toronto.
You know why? Have you seen that commercial with James
Hey.
Harden and the beard and the
Yeah,
explosion?
yeah.
And you can see the silhouette of the beard.
Hey, speaking of,
Exactly, that's my
did
favorite.
any of you guys see Chris Paul making fun of the ref? The way I don't remember the ref's name,
I didn't
but
see
he
that.
was the guy was like explaining to James Harden what he did. I don't know whatever that is, and Chris Paul in the background's going. Like, just making fun of him. It's hilarious. Chris Paul's still a G, man. I would love for Houston to make a run just because I love Chris Paul and I loved the way he used to play. But I don't know. I'm riding the Toronto train.
So all right, so check.
But
this
hey,
out.
Harden probably. I mean, he's probably gonna take down MVP, right?
Well, I mean, probably he's got all the commercials for it.
Yeah.
So, dude, so check this out. If you're looking on that side of the bracket, and say I'm right, hypothetically, that San Antonio jumps OKC and gets into that 7th seed, and that pushes OKC to 8th. But say that happens. Then you've got San Antonio against Denver. I'm just going to say hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, San Antonio beats Denver at that stage and then goes to play whoever wins between Houston and LA. Think about the dogfight that
Yeah,
series
no
is.
shit.
That's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
An absolute battle. Honestly,
I mean, the Spurs
I'm all
are
about
only 6 games back of Houston right now.
And the Spurs are the hell of a team, and DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge are absolutely killing it. But I mean, but here's the thing though. After that dogfight, in my personal opinion, how do you still get by either one of those teams, man? How do you get by Houston? How do you get by LA?
I don't think you do.
I don't know. But the only way that you do, the only way. Here's for all my San Antonio fans or friends.
Let's hear it.
Fan friends. The only way it happens is if San Antonio gets in there, knocks the shit out of Denver in 4 or 5 games straight, and then the other series goes to 7. They beat up they play a banged up team, and then they still probably get knocked out the next round. But anyway, yeah. So not named Golden State. My money's on LA or maybe San Antonio.
All right.
It's
All
always
right.
on San Antonio, Hank.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next playoffs. Hockey. All right.
Hockey.
Yeah. On the flip side, the NHL is completely set.
Tampa Bay's only got about 40 fucking some goals above the next.
Tampa Bay tied the 1996 Detroit Red Wings for the most wins in a season.
Wow.
62 wins in a season.
They're like 10 ahead of everybody.
Yeah, it's crazy. 62 wins I thought was a record, and also that was before before shootouts and stuff. So that was like when they still had ties. So Tampa has a little bit more of an advantage because there's a forced win every game, but doesn't matter. That's an incredible feat, a feat that I thought the Red Wings would hold on forever.
Seriously, I don't even think there was color TV back then, was
That
there?
was 1996. You were still like 50.
Stay in your lane, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we all knew Tampa was going to take down the President's Trophy, and as it sits right now, this is the way the East looks. Tampa's going to face off with number 8 Columbus. Boston and Toronto will be up against each other, that's going to be a brutal one. Capitals will be against Carolina, and the Islanders will be against the Pens. I'm taking Pens, Capitals, Boston, and Tampa out of that first round. In the West, it's Nashville against Dallas, Calgary against Colorado, Winnipeg against St. Louis, and San Jose versus Vegas. Now that's going to be a doozy. I love it.
Let's go to Vegas.
Yeah, that's why I'm all about it. So out of the West, I'm taking Nashville, Calgary, Winnipeg, and Vegas. So I'm taking the favorites, all except Vegas. San Jose's favored. I was riding San Jose's train all the season, but they ran out of gas towards at the end.
San Jose and Vegas playing each other in the first round if they're only 3 games?
The way it's set up differently in the NHL. So like the number one in the Central plays the first or second wild card, and then the 2 and 3 face off against each other.
Gotcha.
And then in the other division, same thing. Number 1 plays the first wild card, and then
There's
the
no
2 and 3.
bye.
Nope.
Okay, gotcha.
So the 2 and 3 will also always face against each other the way that they're formatted, and the 1 and it's separated by division. So there's
I got you.
It's funky. It makes a lot of first round matchups like ones that you would assume would be toward the end, especially if one division's loaded.
So
like,
can I? All right, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this current matchup it's not all locked in. I'm sorry.
It is locked in.
It
yeah.
is. So we're looking at the Hurricanes and the Cavs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I love it. By the way, Alexander Ovechkin, 51 goals on the season. That old gray bush. He's Rocket Richard Trophy. It's 8th Rocket Richard Trophy. That means most goals in the season. And he's an old bastard, still going. So, way to go, Alexander Ovechkin, greatest Russian of all time.
Greatest.
Has he passed Gretzky for any
Russian
records?
of all time.
What's that?
Has he passed
What
Gretzky
the
for any
fuck?
records?
No, but he's close. He's not close right now, but he's 33 or 34.
Yeah.
So if he puts in another 6 seasons of like 30 goals or more, he'll beat him. He'll pass him on the goals record anyway.
How many more teeth he's going to lose?
Yeah, many. 7. I say the
I didn't know what
over-under
you were
on
doing
that's
down there.
5.
Do you guys want to take picks out of the
5.5.
NHL while we're on it? Do you want to pick your winner?
Well, it's
I would
Tampa
say
Bay and
anybody but
everybody
Tampa,
else.
yeah.
Right,
right.
Tampa Bay, but I think the finals, hopefully, this is my pick anyway, so don't bet on it, please. But I'm going with Calgary as the
All right, I love
matchup.
Calgary. They got a good young team. I'm putting Calgary and Vegas in the Western Conference
right,
game.
yeah.
So I'm hoping Vegas comes out of it, but I think it probably will be
After
Calgary.
talking to you earlier, I like Vegas.
Yeah.
think they're
Love it.
Caps, baby.
Oh, baby.
If I'm not calling Tampa Bay, I'm calling the Washington.
Hey,
Ducks.
back to back.
Do it again.
Yep.
Do it again. Give me a reason to really give a shit about
I'm
this.
pretty sure Dave Worth is definitively going with the Caps too.
Yeah,
we
well,
were
of
talking
course,
earlier
of
the other
course.
night.
I mean, Worth is going to go with the Caps, like I'm going to go with the Cowboys. But I tell you what though, man. I mean, if that team gets hot, they start taking it. Did it seem to you like they didn't start the series out, or the season out quite as serious as surely.
No, I mean they
were.
were. Did you see the way they were partying? I mean, they probably
Yeah.
had what they call the cup hangover.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Jesus.
So do you think that that's the type of team that can actually get hot? And if they
Absolutely.
actually-
They have a goalie and they have 3 lines that are amazing and they have a good solid defenseman and they're relatively healthy, which is crazy at this time of the year. Most of the teams are
Yeah,
banged
that
up.
helps. That helps.
Yeah, so they're not really missing. They're missing a couple guys, I think, but I don't think nothing that they can't overcome.
Well, can I get? Let me get this out of you. What about? I mean, out of the East.
Uh-huh.
What's that?
Yeah.
Out of the East, who other than Tampa Bay and who would you put money on to beat the Caps, other than Tampa Bay?
I think.
out of the
Well,
East?
I think it's either the Pens, probably.
I guess you called the Pens earlier,
Yeah,
but
because I think
Boston's
I think the
not bad.
Pens are still they're such a dangerous team, and they've been there. They won 3 cups in the past few years. I mean, so they since '09 they've won 3. So
Islanders are a sleeper. I mean, they came
Yeah.
out of nowhere,
Fuck.
kind of. They
When they have
weren't
a
great last year, but they definitely
amazing
showed
coach.
up this year.
yeah,
So-
and they lost their best player in the offseason, and so I mean, John Tavares went to Toronto. He's having a killer year. But yeah, you never can count out the Pens, but I'm thinking it's going to go down to Tampa and Capitals. Probably Tampa or Boston. Well, Tampa's probably going to end up playing Boston in the second round, which is crazy. But I don't know. Toronto could turn it on and come through, too. They have the best coach in the game, so we'll see.
I think we fucked up by not organizing some shots ahead of time. Everybody got beer and champagne and stuff. And we
Yeah,
didn't get any
fuck.
shots.
And now there's no one there.
Right. That's all
It's
right.
so sad.
Well, that means
I
nobody
heard-
can see us go grab a bottle.
I heard you mentioned, so we'll transition out of that. I heard you mention the Cowboys earlier for some stupid reason. I'm not really sure. But I noticed they've made some headlines with a couple signings. One, they extended your boy Gregory, who's currently suspended. They don't even know when he's going to come back and play, and they gave him a
He plays
contract
an average
extension.
of 5 games a year. or
Yeah,
whatever.
they gave him a contract extension, and he's currently suspended indefinitely. So,
But he's good when he's on the field.
Yeah.
Here's the one you want to know, though. It's DeMarcus Lawrence.
yes, and
DeMarcus Lawrence is the one that that's
Yeah.
how you really make it. And Dallas is gonna be able to go into the draft, do whatever the fuck they want.
yeah, they don't have to focus on replacing DeMarcus Lawrence because originally they had him on a franchise tag,
Right.
and
Again,
they're
they're
banking
gonna-
that they're going to get Gregory back and keep his shit together because
Didn't they have Lawrence on the tag the last 2
Yes,
years straight?
yes.
That sucks.
And so now they got him at a 5-year, 105 clip with 65 guaranteed. That makes him the 4th highest defensive player behind Aaron
They
Donald, Von Miller, and Khalil Mack.
They overpaid him, but check this out. Dallas is going to be able to go into the draft and basically spend all of the offseason thinking about one thing and one thing only. It's not about a position. It's not about an opponent. It's not about a system. It's about one thing, interceptions.
Yeah,
Get,
they
get interceptions. So Dallas is going to go into
pressure
the
on the
draft.
quarterback.
Well, yeah,
leads to interceptions.
Well, no doubt. But I mean, Dallas has been able to get pressure on the quarterback for quite a while now, and
Yeah.
Dallas has been able to somehow or another. Now, this is just straight up dumb luck because this is a funny shaped, weird ass ball.
Hey,
Dallas
imagine
is somehow getting fumbles. I don't know how, but Dallas has been getting fumbles pretty consistently over the last few years, and they didn't mean to get any of them. But I tell you what, though, if they can get out there and start making some interceptions, they can keep holding down. Van Der Esch is going to keep holding down that middle linebacker core, and Sean Lee might even stay healthy. He's
they've
not-
done an
Yeah, if he
excellent
stays
job of
healthy, they're gonna be
drafting quality defensive players,
And-
but character defensive players, no.
Well,
But,
come on. I
yeah,
mean, like
yeah.
we didn't draft
It is
Sue.
the guy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
also never signed Sue. you know?
Imagine how good their defense would be if all those guys panned out and kept their shit together.
Well, here's
Yeah.
the thing. I mean, like all of a sudden, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but about over the last say half decade or so, Jerry Jones and co. have been doing a patient, slow build of a game, making sure that the offensive line is going to stay strong, investing in pressure on the quarterback. Even whenever D-Ware left, what did? They went out and got DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, like they're. I mean, Dallas is
second round pick 2015.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, Dallas is slowly building something, and I think that they're trying to come up with a solid long-term solution. And I think they're doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
So watch out if Dallas manages to pick up a couple of really strong defensive flyboys that can get up there and
Right.
grab that ball out of the air.
Secondary, by
Yeah.
the way. Secondary.
I don't even think they've got a first-round pick. I don't
They
even think they
don't.
got a
No,
first-round
they
pick.
traded
They
that
traded
away.
it for Amari Cooper, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we've got.
Which was a good move.
Of course, it was a good move.
I mean,
but-
having Amari Cooper on your team next year is like, it's like
Yeah.
a full
it's-
season of Amari Cooper.
Right.
Imagine.
Exactly, a full
So-
season with him.
So
they're
I'm just saying right now. I think the Cow. I'm not making any predictions here or anything like that. But I think the Cowboys are going to look pretty strong next year.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they take down the East. I wouldn't be
America's
surprised.
They're
team.
They're
America's
a contender.
team, baby.
I have if everybody stays healthy, they're a contender, no doubt about it. I hate to say that,
So here's
but
the thing,
I
though.
believe it.
I know that this is completely off topic, but now we're talking about the Cowboys. Do you think Dak Prescott's going to figure out how to throw the ball?
I think I think he has to, right? What is this, his
Well, you
fourth
got
season?
Witten back, so
He has
at least
to.
he's got
Fourth or
another
fifth
target
season?
now.
I mean, he's either gonna just be dumping it off to Zeke, or he's gonna have to figure out how to hit Amari
here's-
every play.
I think Amari shook the system
Well,
up enough. It covered up.
He's got
Dak
Witten
Prescott.
back this year.
No, there we go again, baby.
Right?
And
You
just
got it.
wait. Speaking of D-Ware, I wouldn't be surprised if he just gets off his Peloton
Yeah.
and says, "You know what, dude? I'm gonna come down
He
there and
ain't
play
doing
against
that.
you."
Did
I
you say
know.
Peloton?
Yeah, dude. Yes, at Peloton.
Tony, any thoughts on the
When you
Cowboys?
made that much money, you can.
No, I don't have any
exercise
thoughts on
whenever
the
you want.
fucking Cowboys.
That's what I was
You
hoping
kidding me?
for, so we could transition off of the
Yeah,
fucking
let's get out of
Cowboys.
here. Get out of here.
Oh, God, here
Anyways.
comes the Kansas City
America's
train.
mother-
No, there's no Kansas City trade. I just want to talk about Gronk
Yeah.
retiring and how bad that's going to be.
Yeah, we talked about
I
that
think
last
we
week,
did
though.
a little bit, but I'm done with
Exit here
NFL
to
anyway,
defend
man.
himself,
We
but
got
I have
so
a
much
One,
other stuff to talk
one more
about.
thing from the NFL I want to bring up because I think it's a little bit of a hot button topic, and I think we'll get a little bit of conversation out of it. Russell Wilson has given the Seattle Seahawks a deadline of April 15th to extend him. Word on the street is he wants to be the highest paid quarterback in the game, and they have until 15th to give him an extension. What do you guys think about that?
I think that's a bag of shit, and I wouldn't be surprised if he just doesn't get it and then ends up staying with the team anyway on a discount.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if
yeah.
I'm making. He's their heart and soul, yes, but is he the best player in the game? Does he deserve to be paid like the best?
I don't think so, man.
No,
I-
I don't agree with that.
I mean,
Top five, sure.
he's
Top five,
he's
top five,
great at what he
right?
does, which is like an all-around quarterback. He's mobile. He's got an arm. He can stay out of trouble when But I mean, he also is vulnerable to the pick. He's also vulnerable to trying to do too much with his feet, and he could get hurt.
Evidently, he's vulnerable to the media too.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean-
what type of teammate that's focused on? I mean, you think Tom Brady would have gone out there, 5, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, and just said, you know what, you have a deadline publicly.
Yeah, well, I made a note here that he also, it says, gave this deadline in January. So Seattle's been sitting on it. So it's
Okay.
just now come to light because the deadline's coming
so
up.
He didn't just pull like a.
No. He didn't give him 10 days to come up with a mega deal.
Okay, okay.
But
I was gonna say,
they're at that point now. What's today? The
I'm glad
6th?
you made that note.
Yeah.
That's a legit note.
That's the 7th. So I mean, they have 8 days to figure it out. Otherwise, he hits unrestricted free agency. They'll probably franchise him either way. But I don't see this not
Okay,
getting
call
done.
Matt Hasselbeck,
I don't
man.
see this not getting done unless he gets injured. There's no way that I mean, well, if he gets injured, he's more likely he stays. I bet because I don't think anyone's going to pay him. But I don't know. I just thought it was a little
Testimony
weird
would
because
still come
when
out
I
of
look at
retirement.
Russell Wilson, I think he's like one of those like classy dudes that just doesn't play the game like that, like where he's leveraging his team. But also, I know the dude wants to get paid. He sees all these other motherfuckers, Matthew Stafford,
Right.
Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers
Big
deserves it,
contracts.
but I mean,
big contracts.
Aaron
We all
Rodgers
want
does
them.
deserve it. Aaron Rodgers deserves it. Matt Stafford,
No.
maybe not.
but
Eh.
that's
What did
more of
Aaron
a
Rodgers
that's more
say
of a
this week
circuit.
that McCarthy was the least intelligent head coach he's
Yeah,
ever worked
I saw
for?
that.
Yeah.
That was some interesting stuff. And not only Aaron Rodgers said it, but a lot of his old players backed him up. So
That's
a lot
crazy, man.
of the old players, we all kind of looked at Aaron Rodgers like an asshole because his own family doesn't even talk to him.
He is.
But yeah, he had some not nice things to say about Mike McCarthy. Basically, that Mike McCarthy's been floating on coattails of really good players, and that he's not a very good coach.
So I mean, no, never mind. I was gonna.
Did you have something there?
No, I was gonna cast a bunch of shade on somebody. I don't want to.
All right.
Hey,
So
but before we
Never
leave
mind,
football,
never mind.
we
Yeah.
got to talk about the elephant in the room, right? The AAF
Oh,
is no more.
bye-bye.
Which
Adios,
crushes me.
Af.
Crushes me.
What's his
because-
name? Dundas, the main owner.
Yeah,
Dundas?
he was the main
Yeah,
owner.
the
He
guy
pulled
for
the
part owner of the Carolina Hurricane, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if
Lost
you're gonna-
$70 million in this little endeavor. Yeah.
I don't know how, because they were on TV. Like,
Yeah.
how did they not get a TV
Check this out.
contract?
Check this out.
They
So-
could not get to a 10-game season. Get through a 10-game
Really?
season.
Exactly.
Just finish the fucking season. They
Exactly.
were about to start the playoffs.
They were on
this
8
year.
games.
People started to watch. I had people here watching.
I was fucking watching all of a sudden.
I actually got him to watch.
I
was
was
not
too.
watching.
Check this out. Did you hear about the way that deal went down?
No.
And went down in flames. So apparently there was a really small line in the contract. What's his name? Dunn and whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently he said 250 million. This happened like a week before they closed.
Yep.
Like he said another 250 million to get him through the rest of the
Yes.
season, right?
Yes, yes.
So
I remember
everybody
that
was
part.
like, "Oh my god, it works!" And then the next week it was like, "We're shutting it down." And then it was like, "So what the fuck happened to that 250 million?" They looked through the contract. He put in there that because because he gave that deal up, he's now full control over the board.
Oh, and he could shut it down whenever?
And the bylines were that
Yes.
nobody else would be able to push him off of a vote
Yeah.
if he wanted to. So basically, he put up 250 million in order to say fuck
He
it.
bought the league.
And you know how much he ended up
Basically.
spending? It was either 30 or 70 million. I can't
70.
remember.
It was
70
70
it was 70
Yeah.
million.
Yep.
So he pledged 250.
He
He spent
just-
70 to get the fuck out.
So he wasn't a real believer. He did not think that he could turn it around and
Yeah.
turn a profit
what
off
the
it.
hell, man? I mean, like the AAF looked like it actually had some.
I think
some
they did a
wheels, man.
horrible
I mean,
job of marketing it. I don't
A terrible job.
I don't think that there was. I mean, there wasn't enough commercials about
jerseys
it.
could
The only
use a
time
little
I
love,
knew.
too.
Yeah, there was no advertising.
The only time I knew there was a game on was when I was scrolling through my guide, and it'd be like, "Oh, hey, there's a fucking AAF game on. Yeah, I'll watch this because I love football."
And then it's like this guy just like
Orlando.
climbs up a safety in order to make this incredible catch, and
Yeah.
it's like shit. This is why I love this game.
yeah.
Orlando.
I don't know. Yeah, that was a bummer.
Bob, all right,
You
let's-
like to see more football just because we all love football, and it's like,
Steve Spurrier won the league, by the way.
yeah.
Oh, did you?
Good
Good
did you
job.
hear that, did you hear
Good
that
job.
they-
He's the winner of nothing.
They issued out what ifs to teams, didn't they? I heard that too, right? They
Yeah.
issued out like little like rewards for teams that like.
Well, Vegas
They would've won.
said they were the league champions.
Yeah,
so I got to go with Vegas,
Yeah,
right?
no, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Vegas ended up paying out bets. based
Detroit
on their
never even
record.
got a team.
I didn't get a
The
chance.
fuck?
But here's the worst part about that. Those poor guys that were making $20,000 a year because that's all they were paying them and kind of stuff like that. They had to buy their own plane tickets back home.
And in some cases they signed deals on houses
Yeah.
based on their contracts, and now
Yeah.
their contracts are void.
I saw
Yes,
something on
that was
on
ridiculous.
Twitter about guys that were like he was basically someone was saying, hey, you know, this is what it is right now. Get your money while you can, but I imagine some litigation is going to come out of it from some people.
All I know is Johnny Manziel is now one,
That's who was
one
saying
less
it.
league. to fucking
Leagueless
play
again. Yep.
One less league.
I
He's
think
out.
Johnny Manziel was the one that was saying it. It's like, dude, you got fucking
this
you
is
got old
basically-
money. You don't got to worry about it. These other guys didn't have shit.
This right here, ignore the hat, but this right here is Johnny Manziel's career, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
Johnny Manziel's career is somewhere in a grave
He
somewhere.
could probably coach high school football.
No, he
Shit.
fucking
Would you
couldn't.
want him coaching
You think
your kids?
anybody's gonna let him
Hell, dude.
coaching him how to do lewds and party? Like,
Sure, man. Yeah.
lose? Lose? Do you have any lose?
fucking lewds, man. I wish.
Wait.
Hey, that's a very
Fucking
government
wait.
regulated
Hang
thing,
on a
so
second.
I don't know if we should say it on the air.
Oh, I'm not sure we can.
Dudes haven't been
No,
around
fuck
since
that.
1988,
Yeah.
man. We're
Yeah.
fine.
Anybody
But the
know
government
anything
still
about-
regulates it.
Right? Kids do not do drugs.
Yeah,
Be a
don't-
musician. They give them to you for
Fucking
free.
Yeah, right.
Bob,
Was it,
or
rule
Bob,
number
not Bob.
one, don't touch my fucking Percocets. Rule
Yeah.
number two, do you have any fucking Percocets?
Don't talk about Percocets. That's the rule.
Well, I think the one last thing I kind of wanted to.
shit.
Something just died. I think the one last thing we wanted to talk about,
I got
mostly, like the major thing before we get into the NCAA tourney, is baseball's back,
Yeah,
ladies
baby.
and gentlemen. Baseball
Actually,
is back.
yes.
It's
Here
where
we
I get
go.
to
Not only Major League Baseball, but Hook's opening day was on
Yes.
on Thursday. I went to the game. So much fun.
Hey, those
5-2
baby blue
win.
unis are
Dude,
fresh.
they're playing the Sod Poodles this week, and the
what a
Sod
fucking
Poodles,
name.
They've taken 2 out of 3. They're playing right now. So
Nice.
the Hooks are looking pretty good again, man.
Yeah.
I'd
Good
say,
to-
I
I'd say
tried
hands
to-
down they're one of the top 3 best AA teams in
Hell
baseball
yeah!
this year. you
I
know?
tried.
Oh,
We tried to
definitely.
go to a game, man, and the Cotton Club is only for season ticket holders now. So I guess
Yeah.
I got to get
That's
some
crap,
season
yeah.
tickets.
Hey,
'cause
man.
I love the Cotton Club.
We can season tickets. Logan's got a
Let's do
stack
it.
of them, bro. Don't worry
Let's
about
do it.
that. Yeah, for
sign
sure.
me up. I'm fucking in.
Yeah,
I love baseball.
There's
in
nothing
person.
better than a cheap baseball game ticket. Go and get fucking drunk.
Benny
Get some
Keith, if you're
lewds,
listening,
maybe.
need
I
some
don't know.
baseball
Thirsty
tickets.
Thursdays. Thirsty
Nobody can hear me,
Thursdays,
but that's
by the
okay.
way.
You
Benny
know,
Keith, if you're
I'm all
listening,
about
we
the
need
Jordan
baseball
Belfort
tickets.
way of going to sports.
All
So
right.
anyway, real quick, I'll lead off I'll list off the leaders, and you can jump in and just take whoever you want. Tampa is leading the East. Detroit leading the Central. Holy fuck. It is only 2 weeks in, but, I mean, they look good. Seattle's leading the West in the AL. Brewers are leading the Central. The Mets and Philly are tied for the lead in the East. The Philly's got like a plus 22 differential already. That's crazy. And the Dodgers are leading the West. What do you got, Bob?
How about Bryce Harper hitting his first hit as a Philly home run? That was a nice shot.
Oh, yeah, and he flipped the
Yeah.
bat. That was awesome.
It's worth every penny. You can tell.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he's got to hit a lot of those to make
Yeah.
it worth it.
About 900 this year.
The Phillies have the Dallas Cowboys logo within their logo.
It's
I
great.
still want to
Perfect.
laugh at that.
I love it's great.
All right, let me start off with week 1 of baseball is in the books, and all the junior players out there, let Uncle Bob give you a couple of advice
Uncle
here.
Bob,
Oh, shit.
That's the
right?
scariest fucking
Hey,
thing I've ever heard
moms,
about.
moms, go hide now. Moms,
Right.
leave the room,
First,
please.
I'm going to tell you how to catch the ball, right? Everybody
Oh,
doesn't
God,
know this,
Bob.
but here's the trick. My dad taught me this, and he's fucking pretty good. And this is
Oh,
his
now
glove, by
that
the way. So
explains
this
everything.
you don't get them this way anymore. But you pin your 2 fingers together and stick them in that last hole, right? And
Oh, that
whole
sounds
of the
sick
glove.
at all, Bob.
The whole of the glove.
so now you've got 2 fingers in this one, you got 1 finger in this one, and you pull your middle index finger out, and that makes the pocket bigger. That way you catch all them fly balls and you make all the highlight films.
Dang. That's some good
So,
advice, Bob.
It is.
Yep.
It is. Anyway, so
Sure
there
is.
you go, kids.
Yeah,
That-
my
that's
dad
free.
taught me that too, but he was drunk when he said it, so I just assumed that he didn't know what he was talking about.
Right. So anyway, all right. So week 1 of baseball is done. What we do know is in the AL, in the East, Boston is in trouble. They're 2 wins. They're
Yeah,
totally
they have not looked good.
Yeah, they do not. In the West, Houston is not the best baseball team in Texas. The Rangers are killing them right now.
It is just 10 games in.
I know,
but
but
it
we gotta
it's
start
a
the
small
trend. We
sample
gotta
size,
start the
but
trend.
I love
Yeah.
I love the drama either
Right,
way.
Yeah, exactly. We got to cause drama and make people watch, right? Because the MLB needs help. All right, NL West, California teams are doing great. The Dodgers and San Diego are at the top of that one. And Milwaukee might be the best team in the league.
They were pretty
killing
damn good last year. if I
Yeah,
remember
Yeah.
exactly.
correctly.
And
Yeah.
they are
I love them because they're
following
called the
forward.
Brewers, and how can you not
Right,
love that?
exactly. That's the other reason we all like them. They're the the national saint
Yeah.
of baseball.
Good
right?
job,
The Brewers.
Milwaukee. I noticed today. I think it was. I don't know if it was actually today. Yeah, it was. The Cincinnati Reds now have Yasiel Puig. You guys remember that yo-yo from the LA
Yep.
Dodgers? Constant drama around him. Yeah, he started a bench clearing brawl today,
Yeah, we were
and
just reading
Yes.
about that. That's
one
great.
of 5 players ejected. He now plays for Cincinnati.
Nice.
Good stuff. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
that's great. Notice I'm not mentioning the Royals yet because I'm pretty sure their season's about over anyway. So.
Already?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's almost.
Oh, they just
it's
got
April.
stomped by the Tigers. So
It's
I mean-
April. It's not time to give up, but it's when they're 10 games below 500 in May, then I'm
that's how you have that
switching to football again. Yeah.
Yeah, KC's lost a couple to Detroit, and they
Yeah.
haven't scored very many runs. I
No,
don't
they
think.
really haven't.
Can you imagine like standing like at the front of a ship about to go into battle, and you just look back at your crew and you say, "Don't worry, guys, it's not time to give up."
Not quite yet, boys. Not quite yet.
That's
Yeah,
what leadership's
that's a
all
fearless
about
leader right there if
Yeah.
I've ever seen one. You know what?
Charge!
I think.
That's great.
I mean, you got to look towards the NFL. I mean, you got Kansas City still. So.
Oh yeah, and I mean, hey, guy, we got Les Miles at KU now, head coach.
Yeah,
New-
yeah.
Honestly,
new year, new season. We'll see what that
You
brings.
should
but,
you should
know.
go to KU with this one because I think I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a little worried. The Chiefs look like they're just. I think they look like they're just looking at everybody saying like, "Can we just go back to last season and try that again?"
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Right, they want to.
They're gonna have a
Yeah.
hard time coming off the
Replay.
expectations from last season. I feel bad. I think that if any kid can handle it, I think Patrick Mahomes. He seems like
I
a
think
good
so
cat.
too, man.
I think he's gonna be fine. But I'm
Texas
worried.
Tech.
I'm worried about the.
that?
Yeah. Holy shit.
Talk
By
about
the way,
baseball?
let's talk
Yeah.
about.
Not there yet. Not
yeah,
there
yeah,
yet.
yeah, 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 okay. But anyway, yeah, I know Patrick Mahomes gave a little bump to Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Yeah, I'm really hoping he comes out and is just lights out again next season because it's good for the league to have another young cat like him.
That's an
Absolutely,
awfully
man.
honorable thing to say. I agree with you.
He's good.
I do
He
agree with you.
is good. Hey, let's talk about the Masters real quick before we dive into the March Madness.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, we still haven't fucking done March Madness.
We've
Holy
got,
shit!
we've
Save the
got-
best for last, Hank.
Saving.
So the odds are in, and right now Rory McIlroy is 8-1 to win the Masters. Dustin Johnson 10-1. Justin Rose 12-1. Tiger is 14-1, still in the top 5. Last year's winner
Holy
Patrick
Nike.
Reed's 40-1. Jordan Spieth's 20-1 I don't think he has a shot in hell the way he's
He
playing
hasn't
lately.
played at all.
But it's pretty much up for grabs this year,
Tiger's
surprisingly
14-1.
so. Yeah.
Go Tiger Woods.
I haven't watched a whole lot, but what I've watched, Rory looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, but
I
Tiger
think the
just beat him.
Europeans
Tiger
got
beat
it.
him heads up last
Yeah,
weekend.
that was
Yeah,
what
you
was
know?
interesting about it because like everybody's like, oh, Rory shit the bed, Rory shit the bed. I think Tiger was playing lights out.
I
though.
think Tiger beat him, then Tiger lost, but still,
Yeah,
it-
exactly.
you know.
So-
But
How
he was
do the
still-
rules go?
I mean, that's good for. Speaking of good for the game, that is
Yeah.
amazing for golf.
Yeah,
for
great.
Tiger Woods to be back
to
in the
make a
forefront.
comeback?
Yeah.
My God, that's
And playing well heading into the Masters, I'm excited. I love watching the Masters, man. I watched from Wednesday's par 3 tournament all the way to Sunday
Oh, yeah.
night, man. I love it.
He'll definitely be talked about. I mean, without a doubt, he'll shoot like a 65 on Friday and be in the mix, and then he'll shoot a 75 on
Okay.
Saturday
Maybe-
and be out of the mix.
Can I get real quick? Can I get a shout out real quick?
Who do you want to shout out?
JT, come say whatever you want to say.
Oh,
Come on, baby. We're
wanna
getting
talk
ready to talk
Yeah,
March
well,
Madness.
whatever.
Come on, you can talk
whatever's
whatever
on
you
your
want,
mind.
man.
What do you think?
How'd you do at the basketball court yesterday? You know,
Yeah,
what'd
you-
you do? You know, yeah.
no one could see you, so.
You got to come on over.
No, man, we can't hear you. Nobody, yeah, right.
Hey, when getting a guest host goes wrong,
Yeah, we're getting
Trailer Park Boys right there.
Let me catch up.
as you can tell, boys, ladies and gentlemen, we are not scripted.
It's all live, all live.
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, man, it's good, it's good.
What do you think about the NBA playoffs?
Hey, the playoffs are going to be interesting. We still don't know who's going to be
Who you
in
taking?
what round. All the way?
No, just give me your final matchup for the championship game.
Let's see. Championship game, I'm going to see, we're going to Golden State.
Ooh.
And then we know it's going to happen on this side, the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm
Milwaukee,
going
all
1v1.
right, all right.
I'm going 1-1 because I'm telling you,
1-1.
Giannis. That's it.
All right.
That's it. Giannis.
He's a beast.
Hey, that Greek
What
freak,
about
right?
Houston, bro? They're going to start shooting, and they're going to start missing, and then the whole game's going to be over just like it was last year.
Wow. No faith.
Muscle Golden State. I think they
No love. That's
Hey,
interesting.
man,
take.
I don't have faith
like
in
it.
Houston.
That's-
I'm sorry.
That's all
All
right.
right.
Sorry. It's all
Well,
good.
that's an
Yeah.
interesting
Let's jump
take.
into some NCAA tourney. Let's do this.
Hell yeah.
I'm calling it.
T-Tech.
I'm rapping the gavel. NCAA tourney. Let's
NCAA,
go,
all right.
boys. Let's
Back
go.
on point. My bad. All right, let's see.
All right. So just to wrap up last week, Michigan State took down Duke. Woo!
Yeah, buddy.
Virginia and Purdue. All right, let me get back to that. All right, and then Texas Tech took down Gonzaga, and then Auburn beat Kentucky. The biggest two things out of that are Michigan State beat Duke, which was fucking nuts, and it was amazing.
Great game.
Yeah, that was nuts.
And Purdue had Virginia
They
beat.
had 'em, man. They
They
had
had
those
Virginia,
bastards.
and I would have had both my Big Ten guys coming out of the South and the East, but Purdue played zero defense. Did anyone watch it? I mean, Purdue,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
were,
no, it was-
Virginia
yeah.
was down by 3, and Purdue played no defense. Just let them walk in, drop a 3 with like 1 second left.
And you know what's crazy? I mean,
And I get not wanting to take a foul there, but I mean, contest the shot.
But dude,
Exactly.
I mean,
the prevent
Purdue-
defense
Purdue
doesn't
against
work in
Villanova,
basketball.
right?
Not with the three.
Purdue against Nova, I mean, they were all the fuck over the place, man. I mean, that was one of the fastest moving defensive teams I've seen in a minute.
Yep.
And then you look at them against it just changed. It was a different team.
Yeah, and then they went. They beat Tennessee, and then they were up against Virginia, and then all right. So you got your foot on the throat of the number one, and you don't put them away. You're going into OT. I think everyone saw what was going to happen as soon as it went
Yeah,
to OT.
exactly.
You were like, all right,
That's it.
there it goes. Virginia's got the momentum,
Yep.
and how the fuck do you swing momentum?
Dude, you
It's-
don't.
It's impossible unless you're just on a burner.
And the next game, Auburn had Virginia, man. Auburn had Virginia, and they
Yep.
found that guy
Look at
with
all
a
these
second
Virginia
left
haters.
and
Sad.
three
Sad.
fucking free throws, man.
Haters.
I know, but that
Oh.
was a foul for those of you
I'm
out
not
there.
saying
that
I'm
saw
not saying it wasn't a foul. I'm saying stay the
was a
fuck
foul.
away from the guy, man.
All right.
So yeah,
Also gave up
the way
10-point lead.
the way I saw that game was all right. Virginia gave it away. Auburn gave it back.
Yeah.
And Auburn.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
Hey, don't
fuck-
spill. Don't
hey,
spill.
there's
That's a
part.
put
There's
down the
hey,
props,
that's
Hank.
the shenanigans aspect of the
Yep.
show.
And shenanigans covered.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, Auburn was blowing it. Virginia gave it away. Auburn stormed back, and then they. I mean, it was such a close call. It could have
Oh,
gone
man.
either way.
You
You could. No one would have hated on him if he let it go. I mean, except
It would have been. It would have been one of those
the
let
Virginia
'em play
fans.
kind of
Yeah,
games, but
exactly.
People would have talked about it either
It didn't
way.
affect the trajectory of the ball. His hip rubbed the other guy's hip.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, they rubbed specialties. Is
Yeah.
all we're saying.
It's
But yes,
close
that was
either
a
way.
foul. He totally hit him.
I'm not saying
no, it
anybody-
was a foul. By
I'm
the
not
book, it
saying
was a
anybody
foul. I
got
would never
hosed.
agree.
I'm
I would never
saying
say it wasn't a
dumbass.
foul.
Yeah,
He
that
still
was
had the
bad.
ball in his hand
Yeah.
when his hip touched him. It was
Yeah.
releasing, but I mean,
changed his angle.
Oh,
just
the
enough.
fuck out of
You know,
here!
you
And
know,
of
here's-
course, homeboy goes to the line and drops three
Straight with
Three-
the timeout,
three,
the
yeah.
icing,
So-
by
so
the
here-
way, with the icing.
Here's the problem that I have with this because I mean here we are again. We're talking about
It's a very
the-
controversial call.
A controversial call after a game that really was it was a great game. I mean
Both of them were
I mean
great.
Virginia was playing steady machine. I mean they were a machine going through that game. Every single time Virginia had the ball, you could tell that they were operating a plan every single time.
Yep.
And I mean, and every single time they came back. I mean, they
But Virginia was winning that game by like 10 at one
They
point.
were.
right?
And then
Yeah,
Auburn
actually,
fought
yeah.
back.
Let it come back.
It was a great fucking
Yeah.
game, and you know what we're talking about. Instead of that, we're talking about the call, and I mean, and I appreciate that. It's true, you know,
Because Auburn had it in the bank.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
they just did,
and
man.
if a guy doesn't rub him, it's Auburn's game, and then it's a completely
If
different
only
thing.
Robert Kraft. Never
Yeah.
mind. Never mind.
Hey, all right, and just for shit's sake, on the flip side of that, Michigan State came out and looked like shit against
They
Texas
did.
Yeah,
Tech.
they did.
And
Yeah,
Texas
they
Tech played a great game. I won't take anything
Tech-
away from them.
you know what?
But that
Tech-
looked like a JV game.
There was
at
a
the
point there
beginning,
where I was like, guys, are you college players?
yeah,
Are you, what is this game?
the
all
Texas
about?
Texas Tech basically put them in a chokehold because they weren't hitting anything either. So then they just stifled Michigan State's
Yep.
that
offense.
was really bad offense in the second half late.
So all
by the
right,
way.
so first half though. I mean, first half, right? For the first 5 minutes of the first half, it looked like it was two Purdue's against Villanova is what it looked like. You had two teams. I mean, how often did you see a ball
Right.
carrier and all of a sudden
28 or whatever it
two-
was?
yeah,
God
yeah,
damn.
I think only 3 players scored for Michigan State.
But and then
That's
and
Actually, yeah.
it was the first part of the first half. It was they were on each other like fucking white on rice both ways, and then all of a sudden it was like it just stopped. You had a solid 5 minutes where not a single point was scored, and these teams were just missing everything. And
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't even
was- it was
defense.
pretty bad.
It was not defense
No,
at
it
that
was
point.
just-
It was shitty offense on
Yeah,
both
it was
sides of the ball.
terrible.
It was bad. I almost wanted to turn it off, but I had
Dude,
skin
yeah.
in the game.
Here's
like,
the thing.
so
I
had
literally,
I had to watch it.
I did. I turned it off for about
It's like
10
a train
minutes.
wreck.
I had
to watch
no, honestly, I bet on Michigan State even after it started because I had faith in Izzo. But like in my head, I was watching it and I said, "There's no fucking way Michigan State's going to win this game," because they did not look into it.
Right.
They,
And you
did,
know what?
they did not look like
Because-
they were
because-
playing to go to the dance.
Because the Raiders actually came out of the locker room and they said, "You know what? We're gonna get back to our plan." And they stayed on them like the first half of their first half. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
And Michigan State shouldn't have had a letdown. They had enough time after
Right.
Yeah.
beating Duke to get themselves mentally prepared.
Yeah, I don't
to
know
play
if they
that
hit
first
their
Final Four
ultimate
game,
high
man.
after beating Duke and they couldn't get up for Texas Tech, but God, that was embarrassing. Izzo's
don't
got to
know.
be like,
Which is
Well,
very, very not a Tom Izzo team.
was-
I mean,
no.
they're up to
But
play
here-
every damn game.
Here's the thing:
you know?
the final score doesn't tell the whole story, though. You know, I mean, it was
No,
it was
'cause
it was
they
close.
pulled away
If
with
what's
the
his name?
free throws
McGee.
up at the
What's his
end.
name? McGee. I forget his first name, but something McGee. He was about to drill this 3-pointer, and he fucked up his ankle on it.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
It's-
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
so, what, so what do they do? They put him back. They put the ball back in his hands like 3 minutes later.
you're talking about
for
the dude that went to the locker room?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that was
well,
the-
no, but did he?
That was
he-
that was.
That
I
was
think
the
that
Texas
that
Tech
guy's
guy. He
yeah,
was
that
good.
Texas guy was
Yeah.
named
'Cause-
Irving, and he
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
no, Irving
that
came
dude
back-
was like 7 foot. Dude.
Did
he
you
was
see
like
that? He came
towering
back in
over.
for like 3 minutes. He was like,
Yeah.
"Coach, never
Yeah,
mind."
he was the blocker.
Yeah, I think he was rushing back out of the locker room
Here's the
because they
thing.
thought he needed him,
Here's
but
the
they
thing.
didn't even need him.
Here's again,
Like,
Michigan State clawed their way back again, and they were down by 1 point.
Exactly. It was
They
a
brought
game.
it down to 1 point.
Yes,
and then,
you're
and
right,
then-
you're right, you're right, you're
And
right.
then McGee was in there. He had the ball. He had just come back in the game. He tried another 3 and fucking airballed it. He
Yeah.
completely missed it. And why? It was a designed play. Why do you send it to the guy that just got back on the court? So what happened? They lost all the momentum they had, clawing their way back.
Yeah.
And then basically,
yeah, suck the air out of him, man.
I mean, literally.
Little bit.
I mean, the last 2 minutes of the game, you could probably not watch it because it was already decided at that point.
Hey guys, I got to bring something up here real quick because my brother is just cracking me up. He's actually watching the show right now, and he's like, "Answer me, talk to me. We got to start answering some live questions."
All
on
right,
here."
yeah, let's talk
Yeah,
about
I
it.
mean, but first of all, he says answer live questions if you're going to post live. Then he says what's going to happen with the Braves. Then he says Royals tickets are dropping in price this year. Then he's talking about a few regrettable trades. But we should start answering some people. Come
Yeah,
on,
I'm
people.
down.
Oh, yeah.
Post,
We
ask
need,
some
we need
questions.
we need a designated what's his name, the guy from Tony Reale or whatever.
Yeah,
his name.
yeah,
We need a guy like
Tony
that.
Reale.
just to chirp us from live.
Sure.
Let's have a
Right,
segment
right.
at the end,
There you go,
answering
there you
live
go.
questions.
Yeah, I like that. Let's add that.
Let's do it.
Right.
Yep.
Speaking of
That's a good idea for a
speaking of
segment.
NCAA, I just before we forget, we got to give a shout out to the women.
yeah.
It's Notre Dame and Baylor for the championship.
Yep.
And
no UConn.
Baylor.
what's that? Yeah, I'm going Baylor all the way.
Baylor.
Baylor, yeah. No UConn. No, I mean, they lost,
I'm
what,
down.
2
No,
games
Baylor
this year
after
anyway?
Baylor.
But, yeah.
Baylor should win that one.
I know they don't get
We'll
as
see.
much pub on the women's side, but man,
Definitely
those are some ballers over
Dude,
there.
I
too.
watched the 3-point contest a little earlier today in the Slam Dunk College.
Oh, they were
those girls
they
were
were
lights
fucking
out.
shoot.
And the 3-point girl, Presley, whatever her name
Yeah.
was, she beat the guy for the overall
Exactly.
title. She was great, man.
They
I mean,
shoot
she
better.
couldn't
That logo was
miss,
pretty fun.
dude.
They shoot
Could
better
not
men
miss.
for the
I got another thing for Shenanigans. Like we said, what's his name? Your boy Mahomes giving a bump to Texas Tech. He also retweeted the footage of these fucking idiots flipping cars and fucking just destroying shit after the game.
That sounds
I mean,
right.
good God, guys, come on! This isn't
Burning
this isn't the
couches.
'90s. We're not burning couches
Honestly,
in the
it's
middle
We're
of
not
the
Who
LA.
gives a
For
shit
crying out loud,
anyway?
you're not
That's-
LA.
I mean,
Don't-
yeah,
don't be doing
I don't
stupid
care
shit.
about Mahomes retweeting it, but I just saw it because of Mahomes retweeting it more. You know,
and
it's kind of
it's so stupid.
yeah, it's
It's
like.
so fucking stupid.
Like
Seriously,
why? What?
don't
You're
burn
so
a good
excited about your
couch.
team? Why are you flipping cars over and looting
Right?
buildings?
I'm
like,
so happy. I'm gonna burn this motherfucker
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
Talk to the
The
people
roof-
in Detroit.
the
Talk to
roof
the
is
people in
on
Philly.
fire.
Talk to the people in every other
Cyrus.
Hey,
crazy
One-
ass
one
city in
quick
this
thing,
country.
quick thing.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Love
right?
it.
Just to touch back on.
it's a
March Madness.
shenanigan. That's why I brought it up. I'm
Yeah,
just.
it is a shenanigan. Well, but I mean, so back to March Madness. One more thing, real quick. I know we've gotten past the point where people talk about their brackets all that much because the only people that bring it
Nobody
up are
has
still
one left.
in that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want to point out the motherfucking fact that if Michigan State had won that game, then I would have had both teams in the championship game.
I was
Nice.
just about to
Exactly.
say,
Good
hey,
job.
I gotta give Hank Dabs.
Yeah,
He
no doubt.
called
He's got it.
UVA
He's
from
got
the
it.
beginning.
He's
He
got
called
it.
UVA from the
He got it.
beginning.
He can't get it in
called
on time.
UVA from the
But
beginning.
he can't get it in on time, so it
I
doesn't
called
count.
UVA and Michigan State from the beginning.
Yeah.
I called UVA and Michigan State from the beginning, and Michigan State. If they had
So
to start
I don't
shitting
think there's
the
any
bed-
question left on the board for me anyway. I think this is UVA's to lose.
Ooh, it's
right.
going to be
I
a
agree.
game.
Right.
though.
I agree.
I bet
100%.
it's
Yeah.
what's the over/under? I bet it's
I don't even
less
know.
than
Does that mean that my
120
does that mean
points.
that my bracket never
No,
broke if
between
UVA
us.
wins it?
I think it's going to be a 57,
I mean,
56
you're-
game. Two
you
defensive teams
Yeah.
playing.
Does your bracket ever really bust until your champion gets out?
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, it
that-
still
mine
can, but there's, you know, it's
Man, it's
odds
still fun
aren't
to
good.
watch.
I'm just gonna keep
Odds aren't
bragging.
there.
honestly, I think
watch.
I'll be honest. I think I had UVA out in the Sweet 16. So
Oh, I had somebody beating him early.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know why you were riding their D train other than going to school there, but I mean,
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
well, not going to school at UVA, but you know,
Yeah.
in Virginia.
proximity. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't see Christopher Newport putting up
Right.
a team in Division I basketball, but hey, whatever, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd never even heard of that school before I met Hank. So
Me either, man.
let's do a little Q&A. Hank, why did you choose Christopher Newport University?
You don't even want to fucking know that.
Word on the street, it was a party school.
I heard they had the best drugs. Yeah.
Not.
Oh, that's Arizona State. Sorry.
Early draft entry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So
Before we
yeah,
leave basketball.
yeah. But let's stay on NCAA. So since the tourney's almost over, what are we talking about next? Guys leaving to go to the NBA, and Bob's got that all for us. Let's talk about it, Bob.
Yeah. All right, your early entry drafts, guys. Right, we got the championship tomorrow. By the way, watch that game. But the early guys that have already
UVA.
come out, right? Jay Morant, Murray State. We knew that was going.
Yep.
Tyus Battle, Syracuse. He's already announced he's out.
Yep.
Bol.
Hey, yeah.
Hey,
yeah. Out of
Mo-
Oregon.
Right, Manute Bol's son
Yeah.
from Oregon.
Hey,
he's
how
out.
tall is Bol?
I think he's 7'3".
7'2".
Jesus
7'3".
Taco Fall's
He's
7'6".
tall
What
as
about
shit.
Taco Fall?
Yeah.
Is it-
He's
but
no
a
Taco
senior,
Fall,
so I
but
think
he's
he's-
fucking tall.
I think I think
Is he
he's done- I
70?
think
Is
he's
he
a senior, so
he's
he's done
7'3",
anyway,
but 160 pounds, just like his dad?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Looks just like him. You'd never, right? We got Dedrick Lawson for KU.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
hey,
He's
man,
coming out early.
We knew that was happening. I'm surprised D'Souza hasn't said I'm getting the hell out of here too because he
Right.
can't play next year. So
We got two teams that are in a little bit of trouble. UNC is losing two.
Yep.
Kobe White, we love Kobe White, and Nasser Little.
Yep.
He's coming out, and LSU's losing two.
Well,
You've got
Duke's losing.
Naz
Duke's
Reed.
I was
and,
gonna say, I
and
thought Duke
Tremont
was
Waters.
taking 3. I thought the 3 of
The
those.
Duke guys
should.
have not announced yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they-
So
they're
I'm not
going.
adding them in here
Yeah,
because it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
official, but
I think
I'm pretty
if-
sure they are.
If they do, Duke's
Right.
got 3 bona fide number ones coming out.
I have a feeling that
Ja Morant's my guy, though.
Two's going to come out. I don't think.
I don't know
the
how
third
you
one's gonna
pronounce
come
this
out.
I think
motherfucker's
it's
name.
Jay.
Jay Morant.
Yeah,
Jay.
but watching him play, that
Oh,
guy's
yeah,
gonna
that
be a
guy's a
stud.
Yeah,
Super
Hey,
guy,
Cyrus,
right.
my sister's fucking hitting on you on the Facebook thing.
Oh, dang.
What?
Dang.
Sucker.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, baby.
Hey, you said you didn't want to get pregnant again for a while.
Oh my.
I said I was ready for number 3.
Oh man, never mind. Change something.
Sorry, Hank.
All right. So speaking of answering emails, right, I think I got to bring it up. Right. today happens to be a nice sunny 84-degree day
oh
in
God.
Corpus Christi.
I don't even know why the windows are closed, man.
I know.
I know, it's a little warm in
It's
here.
nice and
It's
warm.
after closed shit. We're done.
And the flies.
So-
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Anyway.
because we're not open.
Smoking like a chef.
That's
Yeah,
why there's no
yeah.
audience interaction today, ladies and gentlemen. Because
Anyway, I feel I have to bring it up, right?
Oh,
we need to do
okay.
beach etiquette, right? Beach etiquette. There are,
Life's a beach,
right,
ain't it?
yeah, right. We live at the beach. You know, those of
people
you
that take
don't,
offense to
come
anything,
down
now would be
there,
your time to
right,
step
right.
away.
There are some of you who should not wear bikinis.
Oh God.
Right? We know that. We know that. We know that. We don't
You're
like
right
to
about
see
that,
it.
Bob.
We don't want
We
to
do
see
not
it.
all share Bob's
Right?
sentiment.
Now, that's just
We
not-
literally discussed this before the show, and never mind, Bob.
Right? No. I'm not
go-
saying
you could go
this has
bikini
nothing to do with the
slash
ladies.
Speedo. You could
The
go bikini
emails,
slash-
the emails I'm getting
Yeah.
are from the ladies. They don't want to see men in their banana hammocks.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
With their hairy backs. Nobody wants to take a goddamn Sasquatch to the beach and put a banana hammock on him. I mean, shave the
And
back,
also a sweaty one.
right?
Oh,
Manscaping. Ladies, back me up. Right?
It is
Men,
2019.
shave it a little bit, trim it up a little bit. And I'm not just talking about the back. There's
Oh,
also
you-
downstairs,
Oh,
right?
God.
Because nobody wants to unzip a package on Christmas and an angry beaver jump out. Ah! Right? Seriously.
This is the
we
sound
just-
of this show going off the rails.
Really, we don't need that. We don't need that.
You're the host.
I know. I'm sorry. All right. Order in the court. Order in the court. All right. Hey, that was a great show, boys.
man.
I think. Shit. I mean, unfortunately, I had to say UVA is going to take it. I would like.
Kind of going Texas
Hey, guys.
Tech.
I would love
Hey,
Texas
hey,
Tech to win it
hey.
just because I would rather see Texas Tech
Hey,
win it than
I'm taking
UVA.
Texas Tech.
Me too.
Shot. Anybody taking Tech? I'm taking Tech.
I'm taking Tech.
Oh yeah, and also I think payments are in order because I bet, and this is sad that I'm bringing it up, but I bet I would have one of the Big Ten teams in the final, and I don't.
No.
So.
Right? And
Oh,
the
that's
Masters
right,
is
that's right. There's a
Thursday.
$5 bet on
Masters
that,
starts
isn't there?
Yeah.
Thursday.
So I think I owe you
Actually,
and you a
if,
soda.
if I remember correctly, we had an Xavier Ramos.
Yeah, I
related
have.
bet
I
on that.
got you on that one.
So
too.
so here's another thing though. Here's another thing.
You want double or nothing on the final here?
So here's the thing. Well, oh God, maybe. Let me think about it for 2 seconds. But hang on a
All right.
second. So,
Because I'll take Tech and I'll give you UVA.
So here's the thing. My bracket says UVA,
All right.
but I did not think Tech was going to be there,
Nobody
man.
did.
I didn't think Tech was going to be there. Yeah, right. Who thought Tech was going to be there? Nobody did, dude. I had Michigan State, and that was even a little bit aggressive because I didn't have Duke in it. But I tell you what, can I make a bet with my heart and still make a bet with my bracket at the same time? Can I
You can do
hedge?
whatever you want. You're the owner of this place.
Well, that has nothing to do with any of this. I'm saying like, dude, like, fucking look at those Red Raiders, man. I mean, they look so strong right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what, dude? I mean, they came onto that court yesterday. Did you see the fucking way they were moving? I mean, they were like, look, we already fucking won, motherfucker.
Swag,
So,
boy.
so we're
I
three
mean,
to
they
3-1 Tech.
They had
That's
some
what the
swag.
panel's saying. 3-1 Tech. He's taking Virginia. We're all taking Tech.
Oh
Well,
shit!
that's
Oh
what I mean.
shit! Sons of Anarchy just rolled up.
A bike gang just went the wrong way down the street.
Yeah, the wrong way.
Hey, that's a one-way.
It's not gonna work.
Hey, tell Jax Teller he's going the wrong way.
It's a shortcut. It's a shortcut.
Damn, everybody's a hater on this table. Yo, dude. So hey, all right, look. Tell you
going
what,
for
Cyrus,
crawfish, by the way.
I'm going with you on the on my official fucking pick is UVA naturally.
All right.
Going with my bracket. But
Do you want to
I'm game
double
for-
or nothing our
I'm
Xavier
game-
bet?
I'm game for a double or nothing. We'll talk about it offset.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up, ladies and germs. Thank you for watching. This is episode 11, I believe. If you're still watching us, just let us know. Put your shit in the comments. What you want to do?
Yeah.
Like Tony's brother just did.
Eat
do
a
it.
dick,
do
Mike.
it to us too.
Eat a big bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Seriously,
and-
Mike, I still want a.
Where's my $75?
Oh God.
Besides that, I also
We will
need,
answer
like, a
questions.
Stormtrooper costume.
And this goes for anybody. If you guys want to, write it in the comments after this show. Write ever what you think we should do, what we should talk about, what we should answer, who we should beat up. We'll do it. Like what we should drink. I mean, we'll sit up here and drink car bombs all night if that's what you guys want.
Oh,
You know what?
please,
That-
please,
that's not a
that would
bad
be a
idea.
good
So
idea.
I mean,
That'd be a great
you got,
idea.
yeah. If you guys say, hey, you guys all have to drink a cement mixer right now because I fucking hate you. Yeah, we'll do it.
You know what,
I don't
dude?
care.
You know what,
And
dude?
then we need to do it with the agility challenge to see how.
There's
Yeah.
no agility challenges.
You know what? It's time to talk segments again, gentlemen. It's time to talk segments again, no doubt.
Yep. We'll have to. We'll revisit the game plan and get back to you on that one, folks.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Episode 11, we out.
Good show, fellas.
baseball.
All right. Oh, wait. Can I cheers with my puck?
Fuck yeah, right?
Okay.
Did you notice that's an official, by the way?
Yeah, it's from the Czech Republic.
It's a fucking official.
From the Czech Republic.
These guys looking for some beers, or?
I don't know.
Probably were.
I don't know what.
Who isn't?
These guys just came in.
Oh, I think I got it that time.
Oh.
little Tony Reale send off.
Bringing toys on stage is fucking great.
Right? We got to do that, right? Especially with all the sports, since I have all of them, because why not?
Dude, so we really should talk segments, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot that we can do with that.
Yeah, I'm down.
Well, now that as soon as we're away from basketball and we only have baseball, really, or tennis, or
Yeah, then we got to start doing stuff.
we can really definitely bring in some of those things. And
Yeah, it's gonna be a lull. Good thing is that we got playoffs. We got NBA, NFL.
Yeah.
Playoffs are gonna be a shit show.
Right? But midsummer when there's nothing, I think we need to go do we need to do a live episode from like the bowling alley where we're all just rolling and fucking
Dude, bowling,
making stupid jokes and rolling and
sailing. What are sports we can do while we're doing the show?
golf, obviously.
Bowling, golf, sailing.
Because fun trackers would be the shit. Now that's the one we got to do where we're racing around on fucking go-karts, drinking beer with a GoPro on my chest like fucking Iron Man.
We'd have to record it beforehand, probably. Either way, this show totally works.
well, we can do it live at Fun Trackers and then go race each other. And then
Right?
come back.
Bull's hand reaches all the way around. So they're good.
Hey, you guys got the networking capabilities. Talk to your boys. Let's go do some guest spots.
Definitely.
Well, that part's
And then we can bring in like people from like we can bring in their Hank and have them sit down with us if they're Tony or they're fucking J Rock, you know.